Hey guys, what's going on? It's Meshi with Path to Wellness with Meshi. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope you're having a wonderful day because it's the most wonderful time of the year, isn't it? Yay! It's Christmas! No, it's not. I'm so happy it's not. If you're like me, you're quite excited that Christmas is finally finished and now we can finally get started with prepping and getting started with just getting ready for the new year, which also means it's time to get our house in order. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. We're going to be talking about how you can set up your journal and how you can use it as a personal development tool so that you're actually achieving your goals and your New Year's resolutions if that's what you want to do. If that's your jam, by all means. So I'm going to be showing you how we can set up our journal in a way that it can actually support us in achieving our goals. So if you wanted to check that out, just stay tuned and let's get started with the video. So let's talk a little bit about the type of journal that I'm going to be using in today's video. And it's going to be slightly different than just actually setting up your monthly spreads. While most of you are bullet journalists out there, I see you. I know why you clicked on this video. So here's the thing. When we're setting up our bullet journals, I think that it's very important to really tune in on what are the spreads, what are the things that we really want to be thinking about, and how you really wanted to set up things in a way that it can best support you. And what I mean by that is that I wanted to take a moment and really just break down some of the basic goals that you want to probably set for yourself, and then how that can translate into your bullet journaling days. But ultimately, I really wanted to spend more time on just setting up some of the spreads so that it's actually supporting you, it's actually helping you remember and keeping you accountable in basically just achieving some of your major goals that you have set for yourself for the year 2019. So in a separate video, you will see how we can also use some of the pre-made planners. In this particular instance, I am going to be setting up my Danielle Laporte planner that I received. If you haven't seen my full review of that planner for the 2019 edition, I will just leave the link down in the description so you can check it out. But basically, they have simplified it. The size is slightly smaller and I cannot wait to dive right into that. So we're not going to talk about the Danielle Laporte planner. That's going to be a separate video. But I wanted to just kind of let you know that whether you have a bullet journal or if you have a pre-filled planner, the idea is really just to set it up in a way that it's keep prompting you, it's keep triggering you to fill out the most important parts so that you're actually getting a little bit closer to achieving your goals rather than just, it's one more thing to fill out. You know, like to me, if I think about that, it just feels like a to-do list, which sounds really yucky and heavy. And you already know my rant about that, so I'm not even going to get into that. You can just kind of take a look at like the playlist that I have created in the bullet journal section. But honestly, I think that it's very important to note and to tune in of how we're really using all of these tools and then how it can best help us really get closer to what we truly want to manifest. So without further ado, I'm going to bring you close up and I will show you some of the tools and some of the accessories, I guess you can call it that, some of the tools that we're going to be using to set this guy up. So let's go. Okay, so the very first thing that we're going to do is to set up my lavender tea because it just makes life so much easier when you have your lavender tea right by your side. Okay, now that you've got yourself a cup of tea, it's time to get started. So first I have the full year calendar just drawn out here. So I just broke down each month And I used a couple of different washi tapes that I had lying around just so that it looks a little bit more decorated. That's one thing though that you can kind of do, is if you don't really know how to decorate a page, then you can just use washi tapes. And here we are with the welcome page for 2019. And I have these stickers that are just filled with motivational messages. And I found this one that says, "A year from now, you will wish you had started." Okay, so we are breaking down the goals. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video, I wanted to just get a little bit more specific, a bit more intentional of how we're using goal setting and intentionality here. So I have this 2-page spread set up, and of course I'm using a little bit of washi tape just to decorate it a little bit more. So I'm breaking it down into different categories. So for the first column says category, and then I called it intention/goal. And first we're going to begin with quarterly. And the reason why I wanted to go with quarterly is because you're not going to be focusing on a full annual plan right off the bat. You will probably look at quarterly goals and then break them down into monthly goals. And then I also left just a full column for accountability or check-in, where I wanted to put in certain dates or just some of the things that we can use to hold ourselves more accountable. And I added just a few of the little air bubbles, so that makes it really cute. And then under category, I have health, family, finance, career, or you can also call it work or job, whatever, and spirituality. Okay, so here I call this spread a future log. Technically, this should have been actually the month in a view. But here I basically just have the number 1, I believe it's 1 to 30 right now. And then this is sort of where I kind of keep track of, you know, any bills that are coming out, any birthdays, any events that I really wanted to remember. It helps whenever you're like managing your finances to just break them down into weeklies if you want to. And then it just sort of gives you like it basically should be called month at a glance, honestly. So I just have it broken down from 1 to 30. Okay, so I know somebody's going to be asking me about this, so I thought I would just explain myself. Here, I'm breaking down, this is just a half a page quick check-in for monthly goals. So this is slightly different than the annual goals that we set for each of the quarter and then each of the month. This would be you would be using that page to bring the information back to this page, because we're only breaking it down into the month of January. So again, the categories that I have is health, family, relationship, finance, and spirituality. And then I'm just using a couple of different pens just to kind of outline it and highlight it. I'm using some Copic pens, and I think that's it. I think I'm just using some Copic pens just to use it as a highlighting and just to color it in. Bottom of that same page, I also have a monthly recap. I'm just making it very casually. I'm leaving 3 quick bullet points here, and I'm showing you like what rocked, what could use some work, and then I'm not sure if you see the last one here, but then something else that came up was also there. And thank you so much for tuning in today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful and helpful. I will be creating a lot more of these short, quick little videos for you where we're not only talking about how to set up your bullet journal or how to use the tools that you have at your disposal, but also why it's important to use them in the first place. If you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a video. And hit the notification bell and you get notified every single time I release a new video on this channel. We talk a little bit about green beauty and reducing your waste, and we talk a little bit about, like this video, of how to be a little bit more productive and set up your bullet journal. So if you like videos just like this one, what you can do, because I usually release a video every Tuesday, Thursday, and once on the weekend, when it's not the holidays, then I usually send out a weekly email on every Sunday that sort of sums up, it gives you a brief summary of some of the best takeaways from each of my videos so you don't miss a beat. And you can sign up for that completely free and complimentary. I also give you the schedule for the upcoming week so you sort of know what topics are going to be coming up down the piper. So if that sounds good to you, I left the link down in the description. You can sign up completely free and complimentary. Thank you once again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you again in my next one. Bye.